So you see, we've been working backwards in our calculations. We started with the air handler, and then we looked at flow rates, which is what's going to go through these ducts, and then we finally made it to the air terminals. When we're modeling, we go backwards of that. We started with the air terminals, we placed the ducting, and now I'm going to place the air handler, and I'm going to put it up on the roof. So that'll be at like 18 feet. I think that's where our roof is. We're not going to get too fancy about the structure that has to hold it up. We're just going to get it up there, and then we're going to hook it in. So that's a piece of mechanical equipment. Mechanical equipment. And you can see here, there's a few things up here, and they have these air handling units, but it's vertical. And ours is going to be a horizontal. It's going to sit up on the roof somewhere. So I'm going to have to load a family. So how did I do that again? I got to my 2D mech, or sorry, my level 2 mech again, where I'm seeing everything. And I went to my systems and I selected mechanical equipment. And I saw that the one I wanted was not already loaded. So I'm going to go load the one I want. And that's under mechanical, because I'm in mechanical systems. It's MEP. That's what we've been working on. And these are air components. They're air components. Click. And I'm going to put on an air handling unit. I'm not going to worry about the rest of the things that are involved. Air handling, and oh my gosh, look at all these to use. I'm going to tell you to use an air handling unit, split system, horizontal. And you can look up and all that kind of stuff. It'll still need a condenser and it'll still need a furnace source and things like that. But this is going to be the main thing that we're going to model and we're going to work with. This is not really an HVAC class, but this is how to model for HVAC, and this will give us enough. So I'm going to put an air handling unit, horizontal, and I'm going to put it up on the thing. Now, they don't have a DX unit. That's a heat pump that's horizontal. They do have some other stuff. They have rooftop things, rooftop coil, outdoor air handling unit horizontal. I could maybe put one of those on, but this is the one I want you to do. It's going to work. Air handling unit, split system, horizontal. And that's kind of what it looks like. We're going to open that up. We're going to put it in here, and we're going to put it from level 1. I could put it right on the roof level, maybe. And let me put it 1 foot above the roof level. Let's just see where it goes. There it is, right there. And I'm going to somehow need to get these things to line up. And I don't know which way things are and how they look. So I'm just going to stick it there for right now. And look, when I click on it, this is my inside and this is my out. See, that's my in. This is going to be my out over here. 11 by 20 out, it says over here. So this is the wrong way because I have to come out of my unit and put it in to this. And it lines up with this. I think I'm going to need a detail line to get these things lined up. I'm going to go from the middle there, like this. Visible floor plan. I just wanted a detail line. Well, let's see if I can get this to line up. So first thing I have to do is rotate it. And then somehow this has to line up with this. Not sure how closely I'm getting that lined up. That might line up. This is something that you really got to work on, is getting these things lined up. And I don't know why my detail line didn't show up. So I'm going to look at my visibility. Oh, you know why? I hid all of my detail lines. I'm going to go to my glasses right next to it. There they are. I made my detail lines go away. So I'm going to unhide that category. Remember when I did that? So now I need to get this to line up on that. There. So that's an important thing to try to get done. Now let's see how good I did. And I'm going to move this back. It's going to have to make some piping to connect those together. So it's got to have room. So I'm going to, and the closer I can get it to this wall, the better the structural support is going to be. So I've selected this thing. Select, connect into, and what do I want to connect? 22 by 20 flow direction in. No. 11 by 20 flow direction out. I want my flow direction out to connect into this. Oh, and it did it. That is so cool. It did it all for me. And you'll see how cool that is when you look at it in 3D, because it was complicated. Had to come out and come down and come over and come this way. And I can move those things a little bit, but that looks pretty good to me. And it put a transition for me, everything. Revit has become so nice. Now, there are some things that are a problem with this. Like I have to somehow connect over here with my return air. So I think everything needs to be shoved over a little bit. So I'm actually going to take this joint and move it back this way as far as I can. And I'm going to redo all that. Now that I know that it'll work. And I'm going to move this so that later on I have room to put a duct over here, my return duct to come up and in. So there's a little bit of playing that you always have to do. So here I go, click, connect into, 11 by 20 out, okay. And it was still able to make it. And I can still give myself a little bit more room. There we go. And if I decide that this needs to be closer to the wall for structural purposes, I can move everything. Isn't that cool? There. So I've just decided that's where I want it to go. And I'll do a return air at some other time. But now I've got my model made. And I can go and hide my category of those lines. I now have a model. When I look at it in hidden line, cleans it up a bit. And most commonly, we'll look at it in coarse. Little checker box to coarse. This is how it's normally shown. This is normally how you show one of these. And now we're ready to annotate. Okay, let's look at it in 3D view really quickly. I've got everything modeled now that I need for my supply air. I've got an air handler unit, I have ducting, and I have terminal. Now, I'm seeing this big ducting going over here doing nothing. Let me go fix that also. I'm going to take this, I'm going to make it here we go. Move it. Oh, I got the wrong piece there. I'm going to get rid of that little end cap. I'm going to move this end down much closer. And then I'll cap that in there. There we go. And now I've got it. That's how I make my model. I can do the same thing with these, right? I can take these and I can make these cap as close as I want. I'm not going to worry about that right now, but that one looks good. So once more, I've got an air handler unit, flows through the ducting into my air terminals. My terminals are spread out to give me the distribution that I want. And I'm showing that for my second level mechanical zone 1. You'll need to do zone 1, zone 2, and zone 3.